Thank you so much for coming on today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Kyle, so with all these interviews, we always like to get to know the person a little bit. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Is trading like your full-time income, or do you have like a day job?
Yeah, so I run a personal training business here in Illinois. Have a gym, so I do that full time. But I just supplement trading. Trading is pretty much becoming a full time job. I'm making it work, so extra income. It helps.
Definitely
pays bills, leisure. You pay for whatever you really wanted to.
Yeah.
You just make sure that, don't get greedy, get what you need for the most part. There's no need to try to, break the bank, get rich. And, that's pretty much my looking at it, especially when I was younger. I had to change my mindset around it. I'm 30 now. I was, when I first started trading, I think I was 23 or 24. And so I had the big eyes, bright eyes, trying to make a lot of money, seeing everybody make a lot of money. And I'm like, I can do this. And yeah. So
that's brilliant.
As I got older, things changed.
That's amazing. And it sounds like you got into trading before the majority of people, because it was really COVID, where I remember before COVID, you told someone, I'm a trader. They didn't really quite understand what you were. And then post-COVID, everyone and their uncle is a trader all of a sudden.
Everybody. It's all over the place. It's on the internet. People even one of the gyms I used to work at, one of the guys used to come in there, he used to have his laptop with him. Everybody's like, what are you doing? It's like, he's day trading. It's like, it's a crazy experience, man, for sure.
Oh, that's brilliant. Trading at the gym. Oh man. Yeah. I mean stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you trade at the gym? I guess you can.
He was actually one of the workers. And he was,
no way.
Yeah, he was doing his job and he was trading at the same time. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, I'm day trading. And I'm like, okay. At the gym. All right. So
fair play to him. You gotta put the hours in on the chart, right? So
you
wherever
do.
you can, I guess. Even at work.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. So you started 6-7 years ago. How long kind of did it take you before you could actually call yourself a trader? Like before you started seeing results?
Probably about 5 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And it's funny because I've always heard people talk about, like, profitable traders talk about that 5-year mark. And I'm like, I could give it profitable before 5 years. And it literally took me 5 years. So,
yeah.
It's funny because I've had experiences where I was training by old capital, and I would have, good days, and I have one bad day, whole account's gone. Everything's blown. I'm at home sick, so that was, the psychology of it. It's crazy, but once you feel like you master it, it becomes easy. It's more discipline than anything.
That's it. It's crazy. It's like a light bulb moment, right? The moment you become disciplined, all of a sudden it just works.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and it clicks. And it's funny because you feel like, especially when you first start off, you get to a point where you're like, okay, this didn't happen. This has happened. I traded without a stop loss, blew it. Not gonna do that again. Then you learn about something else happened. Then you learn about the news, which when I first started trading, I didn't know too much about the news and didn't do my research. So I look up, my account would be down a bunch of money. And I'm like, well, what just happened? Come to find out it was the news, right? And then slippage is something that I had to learn about. I had to learn about that the hard way. Coming back to my screen and seeing that my stop loss was invalidated. So a lot of things kind of have made me into this trader that I am today.
Oh no, absolutely. Like all these mistakes beginners make. I remember that kind of takes me back to one and I feel almost embarrassed to this day that I made this mistake. But I was trading CFDs, and I trade after, when the market closes and reopens again. And the spread gets massive, right?
Absolutely,
all of a sudden, you got a huge spread. I didn't understand what the hell was going on. And I was like, this broker's manipulating the prices. And I started emailing them, and I'm like, look at this. What is going on? And I look back now, and I'm like, God. I'm such an idiot.
It's crazy, right? This is like, man, he's like, this ain't for me.
But you learn step by step. And hell, 5 years is actually not bad, to be fair. 5 years is pretty decent. It's tough to find people who truly kind of become good at it in under, I would say, 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, you can be profitable. Like, you can make a bit of money, like, in your first few years. But like you said, there'll always come that day where you just wipe yourself out every single time.
You give it back.
Still not quite there yet.
You're not there. You give it back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you have like any kind of memorable moment in your trading career where it kind of forced you to be disciplined, good or bad?
The last time I traded my own capital, and I'll never forget the month. It was October 2022. I was trading NASDAQ, and this was the slippage story. It is funny because up to that point, I had like a 2-week run where I made, I was up like 6%, 7%. And in this particular day, I think it was a CPI report. And I happened to be in the market at the time of the report. And so it was like as soon as 7:30 hit, my screen froze. I'm like, and I was using MetaTrader 4 at the time. So like nothing's moving. It's like a 10-minute period where I'm like, I'm logging in, logging out, nothing's happening. Then I finally get it back on my screen, and then NASDAQ probably just tanked like 200 points. I'm down like 20K. Yeah, that one is
that's painful.
That was when I learned, because I had never experienced slippage before. And that was my first time. And I remember, just like you said, I'm calling up the broker. I'm like, it's manipulation, what is going on? And so then he's explained to me what slippage is. And so then I'm doing my research, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wow, this is a real thing. Right? Yeah. And now I know, don't trade around the news. Yeah.
Avoid the news.
And that's what actually made me start actually looking into the news reports more, doing homework, studying, once we get later on down in the interview, I have a kind of approach that I take at the top of the week. Sunday night, I get my charts ready. I go through a whole routine just so I'm prepared.
That's it. You got to have that routine, right? Like I do the same. Like, and occasionally I still make the mistake of forgetting about news, man.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I set reminders now. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, right? Because you're sometimes you're so in the charts and you just forget. You're not looking at the time, and the next minute the candle gets big. Or whoa, and you're like, damn, the news. Luckily, I wasn't in it or anything, but it can happen, man. I like to put a vertical line now. The first thing I do, Forex Factory, check all the news, vertical line at the spot, at the time.
Yep.
That way I know, I cannot miss it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do that. And then also, too, I set a timer on my phone. Let me know I got an alarm goes off. All right, 5 minutes before the news is dropping, and then 5 minutes after it drops. Okay, now it's safe to look for positions or whatever the case may be.
That's it. I mean, there's some people who try and trade the news.
They're crazy.
I just think exactly. They're crazy. I can't understand that, man. It's gambling, right?
I learned my lesson, especially when I first started. I had no idea how crazy it could get. I'm talking you get a 25 pip move up, and then you get a 75 pip move down, and it goes back up 50 pips, and you're just like, what is going on? Yeah.
That's the thing as well. It doesn't always move in one direction.
It can,
whether you're long or short, you're going to get eaten up.
Yeah, it's going to chop you up for sure.
Yeah. And even if you try and catch it in time and you try to close it, the slippage you get, you're not going to get filled at wherever you think you're going to get filled.
Oh, no,
it never
absolutely.
Happens.
It's not worth it. To me, it's not worth it.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not. And, I see it on social media sometimes with people like posting and they clearly like trading the news FOMC or something.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but this is unrealistic. I saw a post once, a guy, apparently his live account, obviously I don't think it is, but it was up like 20 million or something ridiculous on his phone as well.
Oh boy.
Like, come on, man.
Oh boy. But that's a part of the reason why Forex has such a bad name. It's like stuff like that, right? It's crazy.
But some people fall for it, and that's the sad thing, like those people in the comments, I don't know if they're bots or real or I don't know, but everyone was like, yeah, amazing, well done.
Oh, boy.
I'm like, guys, come on, man.
Really?
This is not real.
But we live in that age where we, people tend to believe or, whatever the case is, they just go off what they see, man.
That's true. That is true. Kyle, I would love to kind of get to know a little bit about your strategy.
Okay.
Is it possible you can pull up your charts and show us what you would look for on a typical day-to-day kind of trading day? That'd be awesome. There we go.
Perfect. Cool. All right. So, kind of what I do. So, like I said, going back to my Sunday when I'm first doing my studying and my homework, I like to look at the 12-hour chart. Mm-hmm. And the 12-hour chart kind of gives me overall trend, where we are with the trend, and I kind of look for certain levels, certain, turnaround points, structure, and then what I do is I kind of go down top down. Now as I come to drop down to the 4-hour, kind of see what's going on the 4-hour. Big part of my strategy is the 20 moving average, which I tend to keep on my chart, as well as the Bollinger Bands, which, kind of uses the 20 already if you use the standard deviations. And so my positions are kind of pretty much based off scalping. And so
Gotcha.
I use my 15-minute chart, kind of like my guide to get my entry points. And so I use what's called a Phoenix Ascending indicator down here. Without getting into all the components and the rules, it's basically, so I have a green line, it's a green EMA, red line, which is an RSI, a blue line, which is the LSMA, least square moving average, and then this here is called white energy. It's a calculation between the mean between the red and the green line.
Gotcha. And
so this indicator was used or made by Dr. David Ward. He on his name is Wyckoff mode. So I got this indicator from him, and I kind of took this indicator and turned it into this strategy that I use now. So I could go to a trade that I took today. So here at right around 7 o'clock, came up above 50 on the Phoenix reader. And so typically what that means is we're getting expansion on the Bollinger Bands. So volatility starting to increase. And so then how I make my entries, I use a Rinko chart. And so,
right.
Yep. So I'll come down to my Rinko chart, which I also right here, I have a 20 moving average and a 200 moving average. And then I have
1 second chart.
This is a 1 second chart.
Oh,
1 second with 1 second data. So Block size, though, what I use is because the Rinko chart doesn't measure time; it measures pip or point moves in this case because I'm using US30. So I use a block size of 5.5, somewhere in the middle, because volatility on US30 is high. So I don't want a number that's too small or too big. So 5.5 is like for this strategies, it tends to work well. And so here, like today, so for instance, I got a exhaustion reading on the Phoenix. So basically, when my green line comes down below 20, that's giving me an oversold signal. And so I tend to look for this energy right here to come up above 50. That means the green line has crossed the red RSI going up. And so from there, I'll come to my chart, my Renko chart, and I'll look for what's my 20 moving average doing? What's price doing around my 20? Is it bouncing off my 200? And then I have a standard RSI to measure momentum on this particular chart. And so as you see, this kind of works well. I got my entry here and around this candlestick here is where I took my trade. And so make sure that my RSI is going in the direction of my long trade, which in this case it is. My 20 moving average is sloping up, and then I'm above my 200. So, and I got a nice trade out of this one as well. So that was a good scalp.
That's a beautiful trade, man.
Yeah, and
like
then
no
I had
drawdown. Beautiful.
Oh yeah, and that's why I kind of tell people too. Like if you don't know about Rinko charts, kind of do your research on Rinko charts because it kind of can cancel out a lot of noise. And it could give you some real precise entry points. So here's another example. A little bit later on, so after the equity open, right around like 11, you see we got expansion came outside the Bollinger Bands. So you could kind of take that trade if you want to. I don't, just because we're above the 20. But I took this trade down here off the 20. Right? So here we are. So I got in around here. It's really around where my entry point is. And so I kind of wait until I get that momentum on the RSI to come above 50 level. And then once I see that my energy, my green line is starting to slope upward into that trade, and then, you can use percentage-based targets. I like to just do a set amount of points. I like to set for 50 points, 25 points for scalps. If I'm trading something like Dow or Nas, I'll just try to stick with between 50 points. But sometimes, like for here, if my 20 moving average is it's like continuing to get caught and my price is steady just rising up, I'll keep that going until I get that 20 to start sloping in the other direction. So I'll probably start looking for my exit around here and close out that trade there. I got another, here's a trade that I took yesterday. Kind of a mean reversion trade outside the extended Bollinger Band. So here, what I look for, price came down. I got a signal, an oversold signal from my Phoenix reader. Green line came down below 80. And so I saw the pin forming, of course. So once my price gets caught by my 20 moving average here and my my RSI is starting to slope above 50, I'll take that trade. And I took that trade and traded that back to about the 20 moving average here. So I got about that was like a good 60, 70 point move.
Very nice.
Just off of trading the extension of the Bollinger Band. And so those were all my long trades. And then I took a short trade. Here it is on Wednesday. I took a short trade. And so same concept. We use Might clear that up a little bit. Kind of use the same concept here. So got an overbought signal on my Phoenix reader. So that's letting me know that price is getting ready to kind of slow down, going up. And then we get expansion on the Bollinger Bands, so high volatility. My green line starts to cross down on my Phoenix reader, crossing my red line. So that's why you see that energy start to come down here. So what I like to do in that moment is I'll come look at my chart. Now, mind you, I always look at the higher time frame to get this basis, this bias almost, so I could take this trade with confidence. Same thing here. I get my reader, and if you kind of can follow the indicator, so if you follow the green line over here, like I said, for instance, let me see if I can pull up the vertical line. So here, if I put my vertical line here, right? So if you look on this chart and you look on this chart, right? My green line is sloping down here. That's telling me my momentum is going to the downside, and it matches up with my RSI. Also, I'm coming under the 20 moving average, right? My 200 moving average is starting to go flat. So typically what I like to do when I find this 20 is starting to slope down, the 20 kind of wins that battle against the 200 most of the time. And so from there, we enter that trade, and then, you can ride that wave on down until you get an exit signal here, which is once that becomes above 50 and the 20 moving averages the price loses the 20 to the downside, that's your exit. So that's a short trade. Then I got another one on here somewhere.
Another beautiful trade, man.
This one right here. This one right. I'm trying to see, did I make this trade here? Did I trade somewhere? I don't know if I did. The ones that I marked off of this one, I did trade this on Tuesday. I think my chart might have not saved it, but same thing here without going through pretty much the same thing here. I get overbought, extension on the Bollinger Bands, price action, we get a doji, engulfment candle. So now I'm looking to the downside. I come to my momentum indicators and I see that everything's going down, below 50, below the 20, coming below the 200. We just ride that trade. Exit point, you could exit however you see fit. I tend to just stick with my 50, 75 points, just so I can stay consistent. I learned that, the consistent setting the target or having that target in your head is kind of better than just guessing or trying to make a target that's too wide. So I stick with that. And then here's the last trade. I made this trade on Monday, coming off the last week's initial balance. This was kind of an easy trade as well. So Monday at the equity open, we got oversold down here, green line coming down, stayed down, and then we got that nice engulfing candle here. And so I entered on this candle here, same thing with my RSI and my 20 moving average. So I will look for my RSI to come above 50, let my momentum know that we're going to the upside, price gets caught by the 20, and I just ride that on up, and I probably exit that trade somewhere around here. And pretty much just that's how I stay consistent. I try to just keep my trades to 1-2 trades a day for the most part if I can, unless I see something, that price is just doing whatever. It's like giving me a holy grail setup. But this is one of my strategies for scalping, and it's pretty simple. Just 15-minute chart. I got one indicator. I got Bollinger Bands, and then I got a Rinko chart with a 20 moving average and 200 moving average and an RSI.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Yeah. No, I love how clean it is. It's such a clean strategy, and the discipline that you show. Like when you do in terms of risk management, how much do you normally risk per trade?
So, let me go back. So, like, depending on the setup, if I have, for instance, like down here, this trade, go back, like here, if I'm getting in on this candle here, I'm trying to keep my risk at maybe less than 1%. So I'm somewhere between like 0.5 and 0.7%. I try to never really go. I try to never really go past 1.5. So I like that 2%, but I feel like 2% is a little too much. If you risk it 2%, you're just wrong. So I'd rather get out that trade quicker. You know what I mean? Like, try to keep that risk between 1%, 1.5%. You're in a good range.
Yeah, 100%. Because you want to be able to like handle. What if you have a losing streak? You know, you want to be able to handle that. You know.
Yeah.
And like it can happen. You know, and they do happen. Like even if
it will happen.
It will, exactly.
Yeah,
it will.
It will happen.
You know. So you got to be able to handle a losing streak, and if you're risking too much per trade, and then you have like a losing streak of 4 trades and you're out.
Yeah. Now you got to start over.
You know, yeah, exactly. You'll start from scratch again. What's the point?
Yeah.
You know, so got to do it the right way, man. Risk management is so important,
and that's what I would say.
100%.
I would tell anybody. Whatever indicators, whatever your strategy is, the risk management is the most important part. Because here's the thing about them. A lot of strategies work. A lot of indicators work. It's the trader that doesn't work, right? We make the things harder than it has to be, right? We got emotions, greed, fear. You know, we got to learn how to keep that level of discipline. That strategy that I just showed you is kind of mechanical. So, you know, you just kind of get in, set your levels, and you kind of just watch it go, or you even can just walk away if you got your target set. Whatever happens, happens at that point.
That's it. 100%. And do you ever kind of like interfere with your trade? Say, for example, you're getting close to your take profit, but the market starts looking a bit funny.
I'll take it.
Not hit it.
I will take it.
Yeah.
One thing I started. I was looking at it. His name is Stacy Burke. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's a YouTuber.
Yeah.
So I can't. After that slippage incident, I came across his page on YouTube, and he always talks about the 25, 50 pips. Right? He's always say get paid for your work. So if you got your target set and it's playing at that level and it don't want, because if you take it, what are you really missing? Just a couple pips, a couple dollars?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's like, get it off the table and then go enjoy your day.
That's it. 100%. I couldn't agree more. I know he teaches a lot about like time-based stuff. So like the opening, I think he calls it like liquidity hour or something like that. I've seen a few of his stuff.
Yeah.
Do you do anything based on time? So like you're looking at a particular time frame. I mean, not time frame, but like a particular hour within the day where you kind of.
I could kind of share that. I'll share that with you too.
Sure.
What I do, let me go to type screen. So like, I tend to, so like for instance, if I'm trading a currency pair, I like to trade, where is it? AUD, JPY. There's that. Okay, cool. So let's say I'm trading, like for instance, if I was trading AUD, JPY, kind of take it from his teachings is, let's see, where's my time? Got an indicator on here too. It's called sessions. Sessions indicator. Where's that? I can find. Here it is. Hot sessions. So what I do is I put that on my chart. And so we see here we got our level. So this is Tokyo, London, and then we got the US session here. So if I was looking for a trade, like let's say I would take a trade like here would be a good trade here in the US session. So he talks about letting the Asian range set up. So that's the Asian range there, right? London traded into that opening high of that Asian range, and then we get that dump down into the daily low, which is here. And then we keep on going. Now that's the London low. And now the US sessions tends to make that turnaround in that last hour. I don't know if people are, ever have looked into that, but we get that last hour right here at 9 o'clock. We get that move back up into the high, right? And so he kind of teaches that, looking for those setups off of the low of the day, high of the day, or low of the week, high of the week, right? So like this setup here, this is an inside. This entire setup is still inside. We haven't gotten a broken of structure to go up or down yet. So we just traded sideways in this box, right? So he likes to call it a box with prices just steady in this box. And I haven't looked at AUD/JPY at all this week, but that typically I look for those setups to break outside of these. Whatever level this breaks down, that's when I kind of try to set up my scalps based off of whatever levels are breaking at the time.
Yeah, 100%. No, that's awesome, man. That's really good. And I saw you trade the Dow Jones quite often. Is that kind of your favorite instrument to trade?
Yeah, I can't get away from it. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't get away from Dow Jones. I went to NAS. I went to gold. I've tried currencies, but I always end up back at US30. For some reason.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
It moves. It does. Well. I mean, when it goes, So
and
kind of messing around. It's just
and if you're a scalper, Dow Jones is the chart. It's a great chart for scalping, especially if you just want to make a couple dollars and go on about your day. US30 is probably the best chart that I've seen. I used to play around with the Nikkei index a little bit, Japan index.
Okay.
I played around with that for a while, but then I didn't like trading at nighttime, so I just stuck with US30.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that's important as well. You kind of have that one instrument that you're kind of like almost master. I think it's cool to look at others, but you got to have that one special instrument. That
you got to get good at one.
Yeah, you kind of build almost like a gut feeling with it after a while. There's many times I look at a trade. There's many times I look at a trade and I'm like, I could just kind of almost feel it, like it's intuition. I'm like, I don't know, I don't feel good about this, and then I'm right, and I can't tell you why, but it's just I don't know.
It is. I got a buddy that trades gold, and he's like, "Hey, you need to trade gold, man. You need to trade gold." And I'm like, last time I traded gold, see, gold is one of those things too. When it trends. So like you'll be looking for setups, and the setup will never happen. Your stop losses just keep getting hit and hit and hit and hit. And you're like, bruh, right? So I've learned that gold is one of those things. If I'm going to trade gold, I'm not going to scalp gold. I'm going to look for a position. Yeah.
100%. I'm still terrified of gold. I had my biggest loss of gold in my career. I'm scared of gold, man.
Gold is crazy. I've lost a lot of money on gold too back in a couple of years ago. So that's why I kind of stay away from it a little bit. Yeah.
Me too. I get nightmares of gold still. I wouldn't touch it anymore. I'm like, NAS for me is my favorite. NASDAQ.
Yeah.
NQ is great on the futures. I love it. Done.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah. And I kind of dabbled in futures. But I kind of stick with Forex for the most part.
I mean,
I used to trade stocks a little bit too. Yeah.
The charts are the same.
Everything is pretty much.
There's a few differences, but
it all comes down to risk management for everything that you trade.
Absolutely. let's talk a little bit about psychology.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it kind of take you before you kind of became disciplined? Because I know you mentioned, you're a trainer, right? So you go to the gym.
Yes.
That takes a lot of discipline.
Absolutely.
Are you quite disciplined in other areas of your life as well?
Yes. So, I mean, with anything, right, you got your routine, you go to the gym, you do your particular day, whether you're doing splits, legs, upper body, whatever, then you got to kind of take that same approach. Food, got to eat the right things, eat the correct foods, get your proper rest. So yeah, and what I say is too, I thought I was extremely disciplined until I started trading. And then I realized it's the same, but it's more mental with training, man. Like trading, you have to really, because first of all, like a lot of the thing with psychologists, you don't want to be wrong, right? We have a tendency as people, we want to be right, we want to validate whatever it is that we're doing. So trade is one of those things you could fall into that easy slippery slope of like, oh, I want to be right. So like you'll be married to a position, or you're married to your analysis. You're like, I know it's gonna do that, and it's like, well, no, it's not gonna do that. It can do whatever it wants. The market can do whatever it wants to do. It could go up, it could go down, it could go sideways, but it's on you to kind of figure out yourself as a trader. Like I realized, swing trading is something that I'm still working on. I haven't mastered that yet. I realize I can't let my positions just sit for days at a time. Like I don't know how to do that yet. Right?
Neither can I, man.
Yeah.
Neither can I.
So like,
I literally get dreams of like when I used to swing trade, my whole dreams were filled of my stop loss being hit.
Oh man,
I couldn't get any sleep, man.
Absolutely, exactly. It's like I can't even focus on proper rest because I'm worried about this trade getting hit, right? Yeah. So it's like, man. So that's something that I'm still working on. But yeah, the psychology of trading is important. I tell everybody, make sure that you practice as much as you can. And I know that, they say, because it is different, live trading and demo trading is different. I feel like the emotions are not as prevalent, but it's about just mastering those emotions and then find something that can actually kind of keep you cool. Like if you, the guy that I got that indicator from, he talks about leverage a lot, right? And he's like, if you are sweating on a trade, you got too much leverage on that trade, right? You have too much heat on that trade. You need to take some heat off that trade because you're not comfortable. You should be comfortable with your position, right? Whether you win or lose, before you push that button, you should be comfortable with the outcome of it. So I learned that from him. It was just like, all right, if I'm going to take this trade, I got to live with whatever. If I'm going to do 1% loss, I got to live with this 1% loss, right? And, a lot of the times they're going to get hit. The thing about trading is you're going to lose, right? So, you're going to lose. And I tell people too, sometimes you're going to lose more than you win. But if your risk is there, your discipline is there, you can come back from those losses. Then I also too, like when I first started with prop firms, I got into that, that trap of trying to pass the challenge too fast, right? So you just taking every trade and you just, you spamming positions and you just trying to get it done. And I realized a couple $1,000s later, like, yeah, that ain't the way to do it either, right? So trade how you would normally trade.
That's it. You got to take your time with it. Like, can it be done quickly? Of course, but there's an element of luck involved, or you're risking too much. So one or the other, which isn't the right way to do it anyway. So
absolutely,
you're 100%.
Yeah, and it take I guess it takes a special person to kind of go through that and then look and be like, you gotta look in the mirror and be like, okay, what am I doing? Am I doing something that is quick and going to give me short-term gain, or am I doing something that I can sustain for a long period of time, right? And if you go the long route, you'll make more money than you will ever go on the short route.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the big changes for me, at least, as well. When I actually one day decided, look, let me just small base hits, just a little bit. We'll drop the risk right down. If I just make, 300 a day, and that's it, call it quits. Hit 300, or if I lose 300, one or the other, and kind of just build it up from there. All of a sudden, I actually ended a month in green. I'm like, okay, this actually adds up. All these small amounts, they add up, and it becomes into something substantial. So
it works.
It started making sense then. And but trying to make, like 20K in one day.
Yeah.
All right, it's great if it happens. Don't get me wrong, I'd be top of the world. Of course, anyone would. But you can't, it's not sustainable. Like, you're going to blow your account at some point, and then you're going to be so depressed because hopefully you withdrew some of that money. If you didn't, you're trying to compound it. Oh, man.
Oh, man, listen, too, I've been there before, too. Not withdrawing, and things get bad.
100%, yeah. You gotta pay yourself. You gotta actually enjoy some of the money, because once the money lands in your bank account, then it's real. When it's still just on an account on MT4, it's not real money yet. It actually has to get into your account.
It's not there. You gotta tread lightly, man.
That's it. Kyle, so you've been with us. You've got obviously a 200K account. Got an upcoming payout of 12 grand, which is phenomenal. How's your overall experience been with Hola Prime so far?
I have zero complaints. Everything has been going smoothly. My payout was the first one that I received. I got that within probably like 2 hours. So that's something that has never happened before. I've been with other firms, and that payout is probably like 13 days. Right. So that was that was cool to kind of see, like, oh man, this does process fast, and it does hit fast. And also to all the tools, that you got access to. Like if you're in the Discord, you got live trading seminars. You can kind of go learn different strategies from other people, other coaches, people that are profitable. So like, I like that they have that, that mechanism that you can go get help. Like if you need it, you can go ask questions. People respond to. I talked to the support team a few times. They come back quick with a question. Whatever questions you have, they answer them right away. So overall, this is probably one of the top firms, probably the top firm I've been with.
Wow, that's amazing to hear. That's really, really good to hear.
Yeah.
And are you going to be sticking with kind of prop trading from now on, or because I know you mentioned you used to trade your own capital and then you moved to prop trading.
Yeah.
Are you going to build up kind of your own capital and then start trading that as well on the side?
That's the goal eventually, just kind of see what happens. But, I think everybody should kind of have like a separate investment fund.
Sure.
Because like realistically speaking, you're gonna have to, whatever size account you trade, you still gotta master that risk management on whatever size it is. So even if you trade your own, $10,000 personal account, gotta have your risk in order. So I feel like you should practice on both if you can.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, no, definitely. And, that's what is great about prop trading nowadays, right? Like you can fast track building your own capital.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And because back in the days, like if you started, all right, like you start with 10K of your own capital, the chances are you're going to lose that money as a trader.
Yeah.
As a brand new trader, let's be real. You're probably going to lose that, right?
Yep.
But let's say, I don't know, you get good and then you put in another 10K. You're not going to be happy if you're sticking to the risk management, which you should be sticking to, of like you said, 1% per trade risk. And let's say you end a month at, 5% profit. You're going to be happy with $500 for a month's work? Probably not.
Probably
what
not.
I mean? Most people are like,
no. Yeah,
what are they going to do? They're going to start upping the risk.
Yep.
They want to make $5 grand at the end of the month.
Now your capital is gone. So
exactly.
But that's why I always tell people, man, prop firms, Hola Prime, like gotta, if you are serious about trading, it is something that you should definitely consider doing. Take your time with it and kind of learning as you go. And then here's another thing too. You got a little bit more room for error when you trading a larger capital, right? So if you got a 100K account and you sticking, you abiding by those rules, you can learn in those losses without blowing the whole account, right? So it gives you a little bit more, because I know a lot of people, if you lose your own account, your own money, you're probably going to stop, right? You probably be like, oh, I'm not going to do this no more. I lost my money. I'm quitting, right? And so the prop firm, you actually get to kind of learn from those mistakes, And then also, too, it depends on the person. If the person really is serious about it, they'll go do their homework. I don't know about you, but like every time I lose a trade, win a trade, I go back and study, right? I go back and study what I did right, what I did wrong, if I could have did anything differently, just to take those mental notes. It's just about being a student, constantly being a student to the game, because the game is constantly changing. Trading is constantly trading. Things change. Charts are the same, but everything kind of changes. News changes. Economics change, so you got to be aware of all those things, man. I tell my friends that they want to get in trading. I'm like, are you ready to be a student? This is a job. It is a job, right? If you do it the right way, you gotta put time into learning. Watch your videos. You gotta learn risk management. You gotta read psychology books. You gotta understand how to become a better person overall before you can master the trading aspect of things.
Yeah. Definitely. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't have said it better myself. 100% right. What is kind of the future for you with Hola Prime? Are you looking to get more accounts?
Yes.
Scale up the capital?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Especially now that I got my feet wet with the Hola Prime, and I'm starting to see like, okay, this is a legit prop firm. So now I can kind of, I take, because when you first start off with the prop firms, man, you kind of get that eerie feeling like, ooh, is it gonna be, what's it gonna be like? Is it gonna be some BS? Yeah. So, but once you start getting those payouts and you start, you're like, okay, I can believe it. I'm bought in now, right? So I'm kind of bought in, and then. Of course, you go watch the other people interviews, and you see other people having success with getting payouts and good strategies, and they're getting rewarded for it. It's like, okay, why not invest more? You know what I mean? If you can invest more, scale up, and I think that's too how, like, if you do want to risk more or you want to take more risk, just add more capital, right? You want to.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
You need more capital, not a bigger lot size. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's the right way to do it.
Exactly. And I learned that the hard way. I learned that the hard way, man.
Oh, yeah, 100%. One last question, Kyle, then I'll let you go. Naturally, people watching this, there's going to be a lot of people struggling. A lot of people wishing they were in your shoes right now, funded and at the payouts, getting payouts.
Yeah.
What would you say if you could give one bit of advice to someone who's watching right now and is struggling?
Well, the first thing I would ask them is kind of, can you identify why you're struggling? What exactly are you struggling with? Is it charting? Is it indicators? Is it news? Is it risk? Once you find out, kind of like, again, it goes back into knowing who you are as a person more so. Like, are you a person that lacks discipline? Do you know you lack discipline? Are you a person that you just interpreting things wrong? The one thing I will say that helped me a lot is study. Just study. Like, do your studying. Even if it's only for 30 minutes a day, try to set time to the side to study. And it could be whatever. It could be trading psychology studying. It could be indicator studying. It could be, your own trades that you're studying, but just kind of study. And then also, too, don't be afraid to change things. If things aren't working, find something that, change it. It's okay to evolve. And I can't tell you how many indicators I went through. I didn't went through them all, right? And then I found out that they all work. It was me that wasn't working. You know what I mean? So, and, you know, just understanding price action more so than anything. Learn how to read a chart without an indicator can kind of help you a lot. Just, you know, and then
that's it.
Being patient because it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to just wake up and be a $100,000 trader, right? It's not going to happen like that. You're going to go through your hoops and hurdles, leaps and bounds. But the studying part is like, I can't tell you how many hours I have put into studying. And it's been, and mind you, it's been 5 years. So it's been a lot of hours. And that's why I tell people I can have this kind of success because I put that work in and I continue to put the work in. Right?
That's
I'm about to get a payout. I want another one. Right? It's not going to stop here. I want to keep it building.
Exactly that. You got to put in the work.
Yes.
And, you know, people always see the end result. They don't see all the hard work that happened before.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's definitely it. Kyle, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for coming on, taking the time out of your day to talk with me, share your story, your strategy. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate the time, and hopefully we can talk again one day with some more payouts.
Oh, absolutely. As you progress, get more payouts, 100%. We'll do a follow-up if you're up
yes,
for
sir.
it.
I'm for it.
I'd like that. That'll be great.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Kyle.
No problem.
And to all the viewers, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on channel notifications, join our Discord, and also make sure to tune in to Hola Prime TV every Monday to Friday, every trading day, where myself and our other trading coaches break down the live markets, take live trades, and talk to you guys all live. So it's well worth you guys tuning in. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.